3 days after Jesus was crucified, the impossible happened. The stone was rolled away. The tomb was empty. And the one who had been placed there was alive again. But what happened next is a part of the resurrection story that many people overlook. Because Jesus did not immediately ascend to heaven, the Bible tells us that after his resurrection, he remained on earth for 40 days. 40 days of teaching, 40 days of preparation, 40 days that would completely transform a group of frightened disciples into witnesses who would change the world. But why did Jesus stay? What did he teach them? And why were those 40 days so important? To understand this mystery, we need to look beyond the empty tomb, because the resurrection was not the end of the story. It was the beginning of something much greater. When Mary Magdalene arrived at the tomb early in the morning, she expected to find a sealed Instead, she grave. Found an empty tomb. At first, she did not understand what had happened. The disciples were confused. The leaders of Jerusalem believed the movement of Jesus had ended. But God was beginning something no human power could stop. Jesus began appearing to his followers, not as a distant memory, not as a spiritual idea, but as the living Christ. He walked with them. He spoke with them. He allowed them to see that death had truly been defeated. The disciples needed more than information. They needed transformation. Because seeing the empty tomb was one thing. Understanding its meaning was another. One of the most powerful moments happened on the road to Emmaus. 2 disciples were walking away from Jerusalem, disappointed and confused. They had hoped Jesus was the promised Messiah. But after his crucifixion, their hope seemed destroyed. Then Jesus joined them on the road. But they did not recognize him. As they walked, Jesus explained the scriptures. He showed them that the law, the prophets, and the Psalms were pointing toward him. The suffering of the Messiah was not a failure. It was part of God's plan. The cross was not the end. It was the doorway to redemption. Later, when Jesus broke bread with them, their eyes were opened. They finally understood. The same Jesus they thought was gone was standing right in front of them. The resurrection appearances continued. Jesus appeared to the disciples inside a locked room. They were afraid. They were hiding, but suddenly Jesus stood among them, and he spoke words of peace. Peace be with you. These words were not only a greeting, they were a message. The disciples had failed. They had abandoned him. They had run away. But Jesus was not returning with anger. He was returning with grace. He showed them his wounds. The marks of the crucifixion were still there, because Jesus did not hide what he had suffered. The wounds became proof of his love. The same hands that were pierced were now reaching out to restore them. But one disciple struggled more than the others. Thomas. When the other disciples told him they had seen Jesus, Thomas responded with doubt. He needed evidence. He needed to see for himself. Many people criticized Thomas, but perhaps his story reveals something important. Jesus was not threatened by honest questions. When Jesus appeared again, he did not reject Thomas. He invited him closer. He showed him his hands. He allowed Thomas to encounter the truth. And in that moment, doubt became worship. Thomas declared, "My Lord and my God." The disciple who questioned became the disciple who confessed. Because Jesus does not abandon those who sincerely seek the truth. But the 40 days were not only about proving that Jesus was alive, they were also about restoring broken people. And no one needed restoration more than Peter. Before the crucifixion, Peter had confidently promised he would never abandon Jesus. But when pressure came, Peter denied knowing him 3 times. After the resurrection, Jesus met Peter beside the Sea of Galilee. There, beside the same waters where Peter's journey had begun, Jesus restored him. He asked Peter, "Do you love me?" 3 times Peter answered. 3 times Jesus gave him a mission. The disciple who failed was not discarded. He was restored. Because God's grace does not only forgive the past, it prepares people for the future. During those 40 days, Jesus also taught his disciples about the kingdom of God. He opened the scriptures and revealed what had always been written about him. The promises made to Abraham, the words of Moses, the messages of the prophets, the songs of the Psalms. Everything was pointing toward God's plan of salvation. The disciples were beginning to understand that Jesus was not simply a teacher. He was the fulfillment of God's promises. The resurrection was proof that God's plan had succeeded. Then came the moment that would change history forever. Jesus gathered his disciples on a mountain in Galilee. There he gave them a mission. They were not called to keep the message to themselves. They were called to take it to the world. The frightened followers who once hid behind locked doors would become messengers of hope. They would cross borders. They would face persecution. They would proclaim that Jesus Christ had conquered sin and death. But Jesus also reminded them of something important. This mission would not be accomplished through human strength alone. They needed the power that God would provide. Finally, the day arrived. Jesus led his disciples to the Mount of Olives. After 40 days of teaching, preparing, and restoring, the moment had come. The disciples watched as Jesus blessed them. Then he was lifted from their sight. The one who came from heaven returned to the Father. But the story was not ending. The disciples stood looking upward. Then angels reminded them that Jesus would return. Their mission was clear. The resurrection was not only something to remember, it was something to proclaim. The 40 days after the resurrection reveal the heart of Jesus. He is patient with questions. He restores those who fail. He teaches those who are willing to listen. And he prepares ordinary people to carry an extraordinary message. The empty tomb was not just evidence that Jesus survived death. It was the beginning of a new creation. The same risen Christ who transformed Peter, Thomas, and the first disciples continues transforming lives. The question is not only what happened during those 40 days. The deeper question is, what will we do because of them? Because the resurrection is not merely a historical event. It is an invitation to believe, an invitation to follow, and an invitation to become witnesses of the hope that changed the world forever.